The 2025 Ecologic Awards themed Our Power, Our Planet. It celebrates South Africans driving environmental change through innovative solutions and also sustainable choices. So now in their 14th year, these awards honor individuals and businesses and communities that are making a difference, from turning medical waste into school shoes to creating eco-fashion from recycled materials. An open call to all across the country. The awards feature 12 categories, including climate change, water conservation, eco-innovation, and plenty more. So joining us this morning is founder of the Ecologic Awards, David Parry-Davies. David, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning to you, and thank you so much for having us on your show. It's so important for us to be talking locally.
Absolutely. And I mean, in its 14th edition, we can really see how, it's been, it's evolved. And perhaps you could speak to some of those standout achievements from last year's Ecologic Award winners. How have their projects made a tangible difference in the communities or industries that they're serving?
It happens every single year, and it surprises us every single year, Bianca, ranging from local communities who are making a big difference in terms of their own lives and their own environments. So instead of feeling helpless and unable to do much, seeing them turning around and doing a lot of recycling and a lot of growing their own foods and vegetables. So on a local level, that sort of thing. But each year, what delights me most is the innovations. Sorry, we've got quite a delay here, so I'm talking to myself and hearing quite a big delay. I'm in the middle of the Tsitsikamma forest. So,
David, we can hear you.
Sorry if the reception is a little bit...
No, David, continue. We can hear you loud and clear. Please expand further on the point that you were making, just in terms of the impact. Okay. Yes.
So some of the things that you mentioned just now, Medcare, looking at all the massive amount of medical waste that they create every year, masks and syringes and tubes, etc. And they decided, instead of the stuff just going simply to waste, that they would create mold children's school shoes. And that was one fabulous innovation. Another one was in the Kucha area. They created an entire motorway using plastic waste. And it turned out that the motorway with plastic waste was actually more durable, more cost-effective than ordinary tar. So that was another innovation. And then one of the biggest surprises is our pet hate, Eskom. Everybody hates Eskom for what they're doing. But, when you're burning coal, you create a heck of a lot of ash. And previously, that ash was just simply being thrown out onto the land, and it occupied 60 hectares of land covered in ash. And they decided to see what they could do with it, and they found that they created a partnership with brick makers and cement makers, and now all of that ash material is being used positively instead of just simply waste.
Yeah. So, David, it's
communities,
clear,
for example,
it's clear that there's
fighting against.
All right. No, sorry. I just want to come in there because it's clear there's expanded impact and new partnerships that also come as a result of this recognition, cross-collaboration as well. And we're looking at industries and the need to cut carbon emissions by 40% by 2060. I mean, talk to us a little bit more about how the Ecologic Award winners are leading that way in climate action.
So we need to be aware that the world's leaders have been getting together for the last 29 years, what they call COP, Conference of the Parties. And they've been negotiating year after year after year. And I think it was in 2028 that they actually achieved something called the Paris Agreement, which was the world's leaders saying, this is what we're going to do about climate change. And subsequently, the United States under Donald Trump has pulled out twice, which has had a massive negative impact on that agreement. And I think what this highlights is that we need not to trust the world's leaders to take us into solving our environmental problems, it needs to be local. It needs to be, I hate to make this comparison because it's so horrible, but the reality is apartheid was not overcome by one or two individuals. It was overcome when a mass of people decided this is not good enough. We're not okay with this. We're going to do something about it. We're going to do whatever we can as individuals. And when we had that massive public participation, that's when we got massive change. And I'm seeing exactly the same need on the environmental side of things, which is why we launched the Ecological Awards some 14 years ago, is to embrace the public and say, these are examples of things that you can do in your own local community, in your own business. And we've seen the public, particularly the youth, pick up on this and say, yes, we won't leave it up to world's leaders. We'll get involved.
Absolutely,
and
David.
Pick up that adage, which was
Absolutely.
think global, act local.
Yep. So thank you, David. We're wishing you, your team, all the best of luck. Congrats on this 14th edition. We'll continue to monitor what emerges from there. Founder of the Ecological Awards, David Parry-Davies, this morning joining us about the 2025 Ecological Awards. It's South Africa's premier environmental event that really honors the country's leading eco-champions, as well as innovators and sustainability pioneers. Again, thank you to David for joining us at this hour.